Hi there, everybody, and welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In. This is episode 184. Hope you're all doing well as always, and we are about to start tonight's quiz. We've got the usual quiz rounds coming up, and lots of different subjects, and we've also got Tenable returning tonight. Tenable is back, and a Family Fortunes question as well later on this evening. Stick around at the end of the show tonight as well for an announcement as to when the next merch drop and sale is going to be, because it's coming very soon. That's at the end. For now, let's have a look in the chat, see who we've got here. Sue says, good evening all. Welcome along. We have got Geraldine here saying, good evening. Currently in Wales with the not so golden oldies, I think they normally refer to themselves as, but Catherine and Tony are there with Geraldine. Fantastic. Glad you could all be here. Hope you're doing very well. Jodie's here saying hi to everybody. Millie as well. Good evening all. And that's it in the chat for now. If there's anybody else watching along live or not, please do let me know. I always like to hear people are watching the show. If you're watching it back another time, it's always good to hear how you get on with the questions as well. Now, with that said, we're going to go to our first section of the evening. The first segment of every Big Quiz Night In is, of course, our kids question, where you could earn some bonus points to add on to your scores for any of the following quiz rounds. Okay, everybody, here we go. The boy is here.
What's up, ladies and ladies? Ford Mustang!
He does this to me sometimes. He just walks in and surprises me.
Mustang!
Ford Mustang. Are you a walking meme tonight?
Hey!
All right, here comes the question then. Put your guesses in the comments. Let's see if you can get some bonus points. Because the question is as follows. Go on.
Which king appeared in the musical Hamilton? Is it A, George the First, B, George the Second, C, George the Third, or D, George the Fourth?
Very good.
Almost
Okay.
fifth there.
No, not quite. Yeah. So, which king is it that's in the show Hamilton? It's your favourite at the moment, isn't it, mate?
Yep.
It was very good. We like the soundtrack. It's very cool. Have a guess in the comments, everybody. Which king is it that appears in the musical Hamilton? If you get it right, you get 2 bonus points. You can allocate that to your score for any of the upcoming 3 quiz rounds. Which one is it? We've got some guesses coming in. We're missing a few people as well tonight, so maybe more will join us as we carry on from the usual live crowd. We shall see. We've got 3 guesses in so far. We're going to have a guess in from the not-so-golden oldies, I wonder. What are you doing?
Ford Mustang!
Nobody knows what that is. Nobody knows what you're doing.
I don't either!
I mean, I think it's a car.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the words from. Okay, right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guesses in. Oh, look at that. We've got Max Verstappen here as well. I'm not going to read the full name out, but with that, it's a family show. Right, so we've got Millie saying D, we've got Jodie saying B, Sue saying B, India saying C, or rather Max Verstappen team, and we've got Geraldine saying C. Now, Roo, which is the answer? I'm not live. No, this isn't live to TikTok anymore. I'll explain why I don't do that. It's only Facebook and YouTube. I'll explain why in a moment. Roo, what's the answer, mate?
The answer is King George the Third.
It is C. So well done to our Max team and also to Geraldine and the Not So Golden Oldies. You have got yourselves 2 sweet bonus points that you can add on to your total score in any of the 3 upcoming quiz rounds. Thank you for helping out, mate.
No problem.
You're crazy as ever.
Yeah.
Go on, say it
Hey,
again.
lads and ladies. Ford Mustang!
Goodness me. What's he like? Honestly. He just walked in like that. I had no idea. Okay, so why am I not streaming on TikTok anymore? It is because I use a platform called Restream.io to simultaneously cast from to Facebook and to YouTube. And TikTok will only let you use that platform if you are streaming video game content. So if I was sat here playing a video game and you were just watching me and we were just hanging out, which could be fun for some people, it would let me do that. But because I don't do that and I stream a quiz instead, TikTok says no. So for as long as I'm multi-streaming, I can't go to TikTok. And it was a pain anyway, because it was different to this and YouTube because it's vertical, not it was just a pain. So I'd like to, if it was easy, and it's not, and they're being a pain. So that's it. Don't go to TikTok anymore. It was a very short-lived experiment. Hey. But tonight we have got 3 usual quiz rounds to go through. Do not put any more guesses in the comments, okay? No more guesses in the comments until we get to the game shows round at the end where we'll do Family Fortunes and Tenable. So then it's fine. But for these 3 quiz rounds, just write down your answers, make a note of them your side, and then I'll tell you what the answers are at the end of the round, and you let me know how many points you got. Simple as that. Andy says, good evening. Sorry I'm late. YouTube contingent has arrived. Thank you, Andy. That's what I pay my money for. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're okay, buddy. Also, what else we got? Bedtime Rue, Jody says, yeah, very nearly. Yeah, he should be settling down now, really, let's be honest. He's in the school show over the next couple of days. And he's got a bigger part as well, which he wasn't expecting. So last few weeks have been pretty crazy for him. So yes, we're going to go see him tomorrow night. Oh, I am. So yeah, that'll be fun. He's a bit hyper because of it all. I'm guessing B, though I don't know the question. Oh, it was C. Which King George was it in Hamilton was the question, and George III was the answer. Right, so your first round is a connections round. Apologies if any of you were at the quiz at the King's Head and Bell on the Thursday night where this was used a few weeks ago. I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago. It is that same round, but it's very rare that people do cross over to both. The other 2 you probably won't have heard before. Okay, with that said, connections. Every question is general knowledge, random subjects, but all the answers are connected in some way, shape, or form. And you need to work out what that connection is. So you get 1 point for answering every question correctly that you do. And then you'll get 2 bonus points for working out what the connection is that links all of the questions, all their answers together. Okay? It might just be part of the answer or the whole word in the answer. You'll get the gist of it, though, I'm sure. When you start looking at the answers you get together. So question number 1, No Woman, No Cry and Jamming were hits for which reggae legend? No Woman, No Cry and Jamming were hits for which reggae legend? Give you a little bit of thinking time between each question for those who are new watching along. Question number 2, the femur, tibia, and fibula are all parts of the human what? The femur, tibia, and fibula are all parts of the human what? It better be Formula One. No, it's not that one. It's not Formula One tonight, I'm afraid. No. Although that was a good round. I was sad not to be the one hosting that particular one. But yeah. Your next one, in question number 3. Which brand of fruit yogurt is famous for the slogan, full of fruit? Which brand of fruit yogurt is famous for the slogan, full of fruit? Question number, where are we now? Question number 4. Oh, the number is off on that one. There we go. Right, question number 4. What would you count if you were determining the age of a tree? What would you count if you were determining the age of a tree? Question number 5. which member of the Fantastic Four has the ability to fly and burst into flames? Which member of the Fantastic Four has the ability to fly and burst into flames? I'm going to give you a clue here. The superhero name is the one that's going to be most helpful for the theme. The alter ego of that person, their first name, surname, you can also have a point for getting it correct, but that's not as helpful towards the theme. Some may argue it still is helpful, but the superhero name is the one that's really going to be helpful, okay? You'll still get a point for either of them, though. Question 6. Which word connects song titles by Van Halen, Pointer Sisters, and House of Pain? Which word connects song titles for Van Halen, Pointer Sisters, and House of Pain? By the way, for those new watching, you might be wondering why there's a series of letters along the screen there. That is because it is a countdown conundrum. If you get that correct, again, don't put your guesses in the comments, but if you can work out what that conundrum is, that 9-letter word that's all jumbled up there, you get another 2 bonus points. So you've got extra bonus points for this being a connections round, 2 bonus points for that. And if you got the question right at the start of the show from Rue, then you get another 2 points. So plenty of extra points you can make up for here if you fail to get some of these questions right. Question number 7, Pierre Gasly drives for which French Formula One team? There you go. There's a Formula One question for you. It's not the connection, but there is the question for you. Oh, Dave's here. Apologies for being late. Good evening. Good evening to you too. We are about halfway through the connections round. You get 2 points extra if you can work out what connects the answers to all these questions. So good luck with that. I can repeat some questions at the end for those who need the extra thinking time or a reminder of some. So question 7 again, Pierre Gasly drives for which French Formula One team? Question number 8, Robert Van Winkle is the real name of which 90s rapper? Robert Van Winkle is the real name of which 90s rapper? By the way, for those who know me, I'm acutely aware that I am missing quite a big football match tonight in the Champions League, but I'm probably better off being here for my own mental well-being, to be honest. If anybody wants to let me know how it's going, feel free to do that, because I'm not going to look at it here, so let me know in the chat again if you don't mind. Okay, question number 9 now. Kit Harington played which brooding character in Game of Thrones? Kit Harington played which brooding character in Game of Thrones? We're 1-0 down already. Oh boy. Thanks, Dave. Yes, please do keep me posted. I'd like to know what's going on at least. Yeah, it's probably best we focus on the league because let's be honest, we might not be in that much longer. I think it's a bit more important right now they focus on that. Right, okay. Question 9, Kit Harington played which brooding character in Game of Thrones? Question 10, in which 1994 action movie must Keanu Reeves keep a bus moving above 50 miles an hour? In which 1994 action movie must Keanu Reeves keep a bus moving above 50 miles per hour? Goodness me. It's only been 15 minutes and they're 1-0 down. Oh, I haven't, to be honest, I'm so disillusioned right now. I didn't even look who the team was tonight. But hey, I'll catch up. Begrudgingly. Question 11 now. G.I. Joe and He-Man are classic examples of what type of toy? G.I. Joe and He-Man are classic examples of what type of toy? Just the generic name for that kind of toy, okay? Question 12 now. Question 12. Spandau Ballet had a massive hit in 1983 with the name of which precious metal? Spandau Ballet had a massive hit in 1983 with the name of which precious metal? Question number 13 then. What electrical hair tool is used to create ringlets or waves in straight hair? What electrical hair tool is used to create ringlets or waves in straight hair? Okay, and okay, and the penultimate question then for this round. Peter Gabriel had a huge hit in the 80s singing about which kind of tool? Peter Gabriel had a huge hit in the 80s singing about which kind of tool? That is the penultimate question in that round because question 15 is tonight, what is the connection for 2 bonus points? Okay, what is the connection for 2 bonus points in that round? Between all the answers you've got from 1 through 14, as many of them as you believe you've got, something, if not all of the answer, is connected. So what could it be? Oh, 2-0 down. Oh, it's going to be embarrassing tonight, isn't it? Oh boy. I told you I'd be better off here. I'd only be shouting at the TV. Okay. So, does anybody want a question repeated then? Also, you've got time, of course, to guess that conundrum. I will reveal what the answer is once I've done all the answers for this round. And then there'll be a new one for the second round, which is colours. I'll explain about that when we get there. And then potluck, another general knowledge round. For round 3 tonight, you'll get another conundrum with that as per usual. If you would like any questions repeated, let me know now. I'll do that for you. For those who missed the announcement at the beginning, I very briefly said at the end of the show tonight, I will be telling everybody when the next merch sale is going to be and how much of a sale it is. It's a big one again, which is nice. They're being a lot more generous lately, the company that make all the merch. So if you want something with the Big Quiz Night in logo on, stick around because I'll talk about that at the end when we're saying our goodbyes. Right, Geraldine and the Not So Golden Oldies, you've asked for 5 to be repeated. Which member of the Fantastic Four has the ability to fly and burst into flames? So their superhero name or their real name, but the superhero name is going to be more helpful towards the theme. That was the clue I gave. Oh dear. Yes, Dave, it is. Yeah, well, I know I'm amongst friends here, Andy. I absolutely know that. We also might be playing against each other next season if our league form carries on going the way it's going. But hey, at least it'd be a cheaper way, Dave, for me just to go down the road to Oxford's ground. It's only about 10 minutes away. Well, maybe a little bit, maybe more than that. Only just. But hey, that'd be fun. I haven't seen Spurs play Oxford since they were at the Manor Ground for Oxford United when they were at the Manor Ground. That's how long it's been. Right. Okay. No more requests then for repeats. So let's go through the answers. Let me know what your scores are in the comments. Okay. So question number 1, No Woman, No Cry and Jamming were hits for which reggae legend? It is Bob Marley. Question 2, the femur, tibia and fibula are all parts of the human what? Human skeleton. It's very simple, I hope. Question 3, which brand of fruit yogurt is famous for the slogan, full of fruit? That is ski yogurt. Question 4, what would you count if you were determining the age of a tree? It's rings. You would count the rings of a tree. It's called dendrochronology. which might be a question in the quiz in the future. Dendrochronology is the art of working out the age of trees. Question 5. Which member of the Fantastic Four has the ability to fly and burst into flames? It is the Human Torch. That's the superhero name. It's going to be most helpful for you here. Johnny Storm is the character's real name. I'm not going to tell you why. That's also relevant. You can use your imagination when you know what the connection is. Question 6. What word connects song titles by Van Halen, Pointer Sisters, and House of Pain? It is jump. Jump, Jump for My Love, and Jump Around, all songs by those acts or groups. Question 7. Pierre Gasly drives for which French Formula One team? That is Alpine. Question 8. Robert Van Winkle is the real name of which 90s rapper? It is Vanilla Ice. Question 9. Kit Harington played Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. Question 10. The Keanu Reeves movie is Speed. Brilliant film. Question 11. G.I. Joe and He-Man are examples of action figures. Action figures. Question 12. Spandau Ballet had a massive hit in 1983 with which precious metal? It is gold. Used to be one of my big karaoke songs. Used to do that one a fair bit back in the day when I used to host them. Question 13. What electrical hair tool is used to create ringlets or waves in straight hair? That is curling tongs. Question 14. Peter Gabriel had a huge hit in the 80s singing about which kind of tool? It was a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer. Now, with that said, for question 15 and for 2 bonus points, the connection that links all of those answers together is that they are all associated with the Winter Olympics or Paralympics. So you've got a little bit longer to work out the conundrum because I'm going to tell you now why, in case it wasn't obvious. So Bob Marley, bobsleigh. Skeleton Bob, another event. Skiing. Rings, Olympic rings. Human Torch, the torch of the Olympics. Jumping, part of it as well. Alpine, ski, obviously jumping, ski jump, any other kinds of jump. Alpine, skiing again. Vanilla Ice, it's the Winter Olympics. Jon Snow. Speed, there's speed skating, there's all sorts of different speed-related events. Action figure skating. Gold medal. Curling tongs, and sledgehammer, sledge. So there it is. Let me know how many points you've got there. The answer for an extra 2 points for the countdown conundrum is smartness. Smartness for 2 extra points. Spurs subbed the goalkeeper after 18 minutes. Was it Kinski that was starting? And they brought on Vicario. It's a hell of a game to bring Kingsley back in because he's literally not played for months. And you're throwing him in a massive away Champions League game. I mean, I don't know. 12 points for Jody. Very well done. Good effort. Let me know the rest of your scores, everybody. 13 plus 2. Thanks to Dominic for his assistance. Nice. Okay. Dave says, not sure who's who in the team. Oh, that's okay. I'll find out. But that is interesting. I heard briefly that he might be starting tonight. He's our sub goalkeeper. And Vicario's our main one. So I'll be interested to see if that's what's happened there. The Donuts have scored 18, Full House, and the Conundrum. Wowzers. If only you lived down the road, you'd be great competition at my pub quizzes, you know, if you could be there. Because you always score so highly in almost every single round. Andy says 11 for me, well done. India says 15, including the Conundrum. Excellent work. Yes, good work there. Any more for any more? If you're watching along, please do let me know. Let me just double check how many have we got tonight. Oh, ooh, the numbers are a little higher tonight. That's lovely to see. Lovely to see. Welcome along, everybody. Okay, well, we've got 10 points for Dave. I came in late at the quiz, and you still got 10 points. Again, another person who would be very good at the old pub quizzes. Millie as well, 10 points. Well done. Did you get the conundrum? No, not the conundrum. Did you get the connection? Oh, crap. 4-0 down. Oh, my word. Yes, I wondered, Millie, if you would get the connection being an Olympics one, or Winter Olympics in this case. Now, the next round is going to be a colours round. Let's flick over to that now and see how well you do. So, it is the same procedure. 15 questions you will be asked, and you've got another conundrum there for 2 bonus points. Now, what else can I tell about this round? So, it's a rainbow colours round. So, basically, every question is connected to a colour of the rainbow to some extent, or more than one in some cases. Almost every question is worth 1 point, but we've got a couple of 2-pointers in here. I'll let you know as we go through, of course, how many points they're worth. And this time I'm obviously telling you up front what the connection is because it's colours for this particular round. So again, keep the answers to yourself, please. Tell me at the end how many you got correct. Here we go. Question number 1. Famously playing in red, who are the 2 celebrity owners of Wrexham AFC? Famously playing in red, who are the 2 celebrity owners of Wrexham AFC? Dave, if it gets to 5-0 before half time, I don't want you to give me any more updates. It's getting too much to bear. I didn't think it'd be this bad so quickly. I'm ever the optimist in these things. Only if it gets to 5 before half time. Question 2. Which citrus preserve is famously loved by Paddington Bear? And which citrus is it traditionally made from? Chris is going to block you at this rate. Which citrus preserve is famously loved by Paddington Bear, and which citrus is it traditionally made from? Okay. For 2 points. The citrus you need to be specific with, all right? Not just the generic citrus. You need to be specific for the extra point there. Mike's got the Tottenham game on in the background too. Don't put yourself through the torture. You might not care, but... right, question 3 is about the colour yellow. In the game of snooker, what is the point value of the yellow ball? In the game of snooker, what is the point value of the yellow ball? Question number 4. It's Not Easy Being Green is a famous song sung by which iconic character? It's Not Easy Being Green is a famous song sung by which iconic character? 4-1? Oh my goodness me. I can't remember the last time I cheered for a goal of ours. Like, properly cheered. I watch almost every game I can. And it's been such a depressing season. I can't remember the last time I was genuinely like, no. It's just like, yeah, okay, we need more. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which British boy band had 2000s hits with All Rise and One Love? It's a 1-point question. The same boy band. Which British boy band had 2000s hits with All Rise and One Love? Right, question number 6 now. Question 6. Originally extracted from plants, but now synthetic, indigo dye is the industry standard used to give which popular type of trousers their distinctive colour? Originally extracted from plants, but now synthetic, indigo dye is the industry standard used to give which popular type of trousers their distinctive colour? Okay, question 7. In Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Violet Beauregard chews on what that turns her into a giant blueberry? In Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Violet Beauregard chews on what that turns her into a giant blueberry? Okay, question number 8 now. Question 8. Which US singer released the smash hit album Red in 2012 and then again in 2021? Which US singer released the smash hit album Red in 2012 and then again in 2021? Question number 9 now. Question 9. Who directed the dystopian crime film titled A Clockwork Orange? Who directed the dystopian crime film titled A Clockwork Orange? Question number 10 now. Question 10. The flag of Ukraine features two horizontal bands of which colours? This is 1 point for each. The flag of Ukraine features two horizontal bands of which colours? Question 11. The Green Jacket is the prestigious prize awarded to the winner of which annual major golfing tournament? The Green Jacket is the prestigious prize awarded to the winner of which annual major golf tournament? Okay, question 12 now. Which ubiquitous wireless technology is named after a 10th century Danish king, Harald, who was famous for uniting Scandinavian tribes? Which ubiquitous wireless technology is named after a 10th century Danish king, Harald, who was famous for uniting Scandinavian tribes? Question 13 then. Question number 13. Which legendary artist, often associated with the colour purple, starred in the movie musical Purple Rain? Which legendary artist, often associated with the colour purple, starred in the movie musical Purple Rain? Question 14. In the board game Cluedo, which female suspect is represented by a red playing piece? Which female suspect in Cluedo is represented by a red playing piece? And question 15 is for 2 points. Somewhere Over the Rainbow is a classic ballad originally sung by which actress in which movie? Name the actress and the movie. Somewhere Over the Rainbow is a classic ballad originally sung by which actress in which movie? Let me know, as always, if you need any questions repeated and you are running out of time to complete the countdown conundrum and get 2 extra bonus points there. I'll reveal the answers in just a moment. It's time at this point to remind you that in the description of this video, and indeed every video I put out, there will be a link to my Beacon page where it will list all the different places you can follow me on social media. When you open it up, there's all the little yellow icons, which are the social media logos. And if you're on a different one, you can tap it and it'll open it up and you can give me a follow there, such as I mentioned earlier on, TikTok. I post there. I don't host live shows there at the moment, but I do post there. And then there's Instagram as well and lots of other places. Have a look. And there's also a link there to the band's equivalent page as well. The band that I'm in, Midlife Misfits, we've got loads of gigs coming up this year. It's very exciting. We just announced 5 gigs and we've got a private gig as well. And we've got 2 more potentially to announce this year as well. So that's like 8 already. That's amazing. So yeah, excited about that too. All that behind the link in the description. So with that said, anybody else need a question repeated for this round, or we'll go through the answers and then we can go to our potluck round next? I'm not seeing any comments. Last chance. I've padded for enough time. Okay, all right, let's go through the answers, shall we? So, question number 1, the 2 celebrity owners. Can't wait till you guys are famous, I know. Yeah, I don't know how easy it is to get famous by being a covers band, to be honest. But hey, the more that come to see us, you never know. Right, question 1, the answers are Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack, formerly Rob McElhenney. I believe he's changed his name officially because people, for some reason, can't remember his surname. So it's just Rob Mack, but either or's fine for the point. And 1 point for Ryan Reynolds, of course, and 1 point for Rob Mack. Question 2 for another 2 points. Which citrus is famously loved by Paddington Bear? Which citrus preserve, sorry. And then which citrus is it made from? So it is marmalade for 1 point, which I hope most of you got. But it's made from Seville oranges. So you needed to be specific and get Seville for the 2nd point on that one. Question 3. In snooker, the yellow ball is worth 2 points. In snooker, the yellow ball is worth 2 points. That's a 1 point question, but the yellow ball is worth 2. Question 4. It's Not Easy Being Green is a famous song by Kermit the Frog. Question 5. Which British boy band had 2000s hits with All Rise and One Love? That's Blue. Question 6. Indigo dye is the industry standard used to give jeans their distinctive colour. Blue jeans. Question 7. In Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Violet Beauregard chews on an experimental 3-course dinner gum. So if you've got something along those lines, you can have a point. An experimental 3-course dinner gum is the official answer to the question. Question 8, which US singer released the smash hit album Red in 2012 and then again in 2021? It's Taylor Swift. The 2021 version was Taylor's version, where she re-recorded or re-released them under her name and not with the label owning them. Question 9. Who directed the dystopian crime film titled A Clockwork Orange? That is a Stanley Kubrick movie. Question 10. The Ukrainian flag for 2 points is blue and yellow. Question 11. The Green Jacket is a prestigious prize awarded to the winner of which annual major golf tournament? It is the Masters. Question 12. Which ubiquitous wireless technology is named after the 10th century Danish King Harold? That is Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth because he was nicknamed Bluetooth because he had what appeared to be a Bluetooth, apparently. And that's where they got it from, which is also why the Bluetooth logo is 2 Viking runes layered over each other. There you go. Every day's a school day. Question 13. Which legendary artist, often associated with the colour purple, starred in Purple Rain? It is Prince, or the artist formerly known as, or many of the other names he went by. Question 14, it is Miss Scarlet, who's the red playing piece in Cluedo. And question 15, Somewhere Over the Rainbow was sung by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. That's 2 points for that one as well. Tally up your scores and add on 2 bonus points if you got the conundrum, because the answer for this one is decidedly for 2 extra points. If you haven't already, you can add on your 2 bonus points from Rue's question at the start for those who got it. Failing that, you must use them for the potluck score in the next round. That's your last opportunity to add on extra bonus points. So let's see how many you've got then. $11 points from Jodie. What else have we got then, guys? Donut scored 20 and got the conundrum. Well done. Good score. Good score for the donuts. $17 plus 2 for the conundrum, says India. Well done. 17, done well on the doubles there. Well done again to Dave. Good score. Any more for any more, let me know. We are going to go on to our potluck round in just a moment. The comments do continue. If you haven't put your comment in and I switch over to the next page, I'll still read them. Andy says 15 for me, including the conundrum this time. It's funny how some take ages and some you get instantly. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Definitely agree with that. Geraldine says 15 plus 2. Well done. Not bad at all. Okay, and 11 for Millie. Well done. Thank you for that. Millie and Mike as well getting 11 points. Let's go to the next round, shall we? Right, so there is a new countdown conundrum on screen. We've now got a potluck round, so complete general knowledge, anything goes, multiple points available, which I'll call out as we get to them. And the first one is for 2 points. Question number 1. What are the 2 choices facing a contestant when competing in the letters round in the Channel 4 TV game show Countdown? So before they get to the conundrum, oh, the Wi-Fi's a bit dodgy in Wales. I'm just glad you're watching. Don't worry. If I've moved on, you still leave those comments. I'll still call them out. Don't you worry. It might be an interesting end to the quiz though with the game shows round, but still put your guesses in and we'll just see how it goes. Right, so what are the 2 choices facing a contestant when competing in the letters round in the Channel 4 TV game show Countdown? 1 point for each. Question number 2. Queen Elizabeth II embraced modern technology by doing what on the 24th of October 2014? Queen Elizabeth II embraced modern technology by doing what on the 24th of October 2014? That might take a bit of thinking. I was debating whether or not to give you multiple choice for it, to be honest, but yeah. What could she have done for the first time in relation to modern technology in 2014? Question 3. In which American states could you find Disneyland Resort, the Grand Canyon, and Area 51? 1 point for each. They're 3 different states. In which American states could you find Disneyland Resort, the Grand Canyon, and Area 51? Disneyland Resort, the Grand Canyon, and Area 51. Which American states could you find them in? Question 4. Henry VIII was married to which of his 6 wives for the longest time? Henry VIII was married to which of his 6 wives for the longest time? Question 5 now. Which Beano comic character was a member of the Smelly Foot tribe? Which Beano comic character was a member of the Smelly Foot tribe? Question number 6. Royal jelly is harvested from which creatures? Royal jelly is harvested from which creatures? Question number 7, then, for 3 more points. What kind of women were worldwide hit singles for the Rolling Stones, Santana, and Destiny's Child? What kind of women were worldwide hit singles for the Rolling Stones, Santana, and Destiny's Child? I haven't listened to Santana for ages. Some great songs. Question 8. Question number 8. Marsala, Marsala, is a fortified wine from which Mediterranean island? Marsala is a fortified wine from which Mediterranean island? Question number 9 now. Question 9. Madame Cholet famously cooked for which eco-friendly children's TV characters? Madame Cholet famously cooked for which eco-friendly children's TV characters? Right, question number 10 now. Question 10. What is the name of Richard Branson's spaceflight company? What is the name of Richard Branson's spaceflight company? Okay, and the next question in question 11 for 2 points. What are the names of Ron Weasley's identical twin brothers? According to the Harry Potter stories or films, what are the names of Ron Weasley's identical twin brothers? 1 point for each. Right, question number 12 then. 12 is for 5 points. I know, right? What? 5? What were the surnames of the 5 Spice Girls originally? So when they were first in the band together, what were the surnames of the 5 original Spice Girls? Just in case any of them changed their surnames over time, without giving anything away there. What were the surnames of the 5 Spice Girls? 1 point for each. Question 13, then, for 2 points. Question 13. Which well-known work of pop art by which artist featured 32 different flavors? Which well-known work of pop art by which artist featured 32 different flavors? So 1 point for the artist and 1 point for the art itself. Specialist subject for me. Which one? The Spice Girls one? It's hard to tell because I don't know how far behind everybody is in the comments. I'm assuming that one. Not the Harry Potter one, I don't think. Right, question 14. What nickname was given to the Soviet Tupolev 144 supersonic passenger aircraft by the Western world? What nickname was given to the Soviet Tupolev 144 supersonic passenger aircraft by the Western world? What nickname was it given? For question 14. Okay, and your next and final question, 1 point for each. Robert Mugabe, Goodluck Jonathan, and Jacob Zuma are political leaders of which African countries? Are or were political leaders of which African countries? Robert Mugabe, Goodluck Jonathan, and Jacob Zuma were political leaders of which African countries? 1 point for each of those. And that brings us to the end of the round. Give you a little bit of thinking time for that one. So whilst I fill a bit of time there, you can let me know at this point any repeats you would like for that round. I'll do those for you. Let me know in the comments. I can also confirm now that the Patreon quiz night for this month, so for those of you who support me on Patreon, which I'll explain a bit more about in a moment, will be on the 31st. Tuesday the 31st of March will be our Patreon quiz. So I only do 2 online quizzes a month now. This is one of them, and the other one is for Patreon supporters only. Patreon support starts at £2 a month, and then you get access to that online quiz where we join each other on a Google Meet, have a chat, have a laugh, and do a completely different kind of quiz that you wouldn't ever see here. We do lots of different games. It's lots of fun. And so, yeah, you're welcome to join us. It's all done via Google Meet. All the apps and anything third party I need you to download or have access to, it's all free. You just need to make sure you are a paying member of Patreon. And like I said, it starts at £2 a month. If you go up in your Patreon level subscription, you're entitled to more free stuff from me in return. And including the fact that you get to... Oh, I've had a repeat request there, including the fact that I will do specialist questions or subjects for you in this quiz or on the Patreon one. If there's anything that particularly you want to request from me, you can do that through the different Patreon levels. Just let me know if that's something that interests you. Okay, right. So question number 8 was Marsala. Marsala is a fortified wine from which Mediterranean island? Number 7 was, what kind of women were worldwide hit singles for the Rolling Stones, Santana, and Destiny's Child? 3 completely different songs, 3 different answers, but what kind of women were worldwide hit singles for those bands or groups? Okay, any more for any more? Last chance. Last chance as well to work out what the countdown conundrum is. I was speaking to the band earlier on. Shameless plug. We got stickers now. I'm so excited about that. I'm a sucker for good stickers. They are. That's really cool. I love our logo. Shameless plug. Right, okay, let's crack on, shall we? Here's the answers then for the potluck round. Question 1, the two choices you have for the letters round in Countdown are, for 2 points each, for 1 point for each, vowel and consonant. 1 point for each of those. Question 2, Queen Elizabeth II embraced modern technology by doing what on the 24th of October 2014? She sent her first tweet. Yeah, Twitter as it was known as then. She sent her first tweet. I can't remember what it said now, but that was when she sent her first tweet. Question 3, in which American states could you find Disneyland Resort, the Grand Canyon, and Area 51? Disneyland is the one in California, the Grand Canyon is in Arizona, and Area 51 is in Nevada. But don't tell people we know that. Question 4. Henry VIII was married to which of his 6 wives for the longest time? It is Catherine of Aragon. Question 5. Which Beano comic character was a member of the Smelly Foot tribe? It's Little Plum. All right, question 6. Royal jelly is harvested from bees. Question 7, the 3 songs for Rolling Stones, Santana and Destiny's Child are Honky Tonk Woman, Black Magic Woman, and Independent Woman. So Honky Tonk, Black Magic, and Independent for 3 points. Question 8, Marsala is a fortified wine from Sicily. Sicily. Question 9, Madame Cholet famously cooked for the Wombles of Wimbledon Common. Question 10, what's the name of Richard Branson's spaceflight company? That's Virgin Galactic. Question 11, what are the names of Ron Weasley's identical twin brothers? That is Fred and George, 1 point for each there. For the 5 points, the surnames of the original Spice Girls are Halliwell, Adams, Brown, Chisholm, and Bunton. Question 13. The artist and the work of art is Andy Warhol's Campbell's Soup Cans for 2 points. Question 14. The nickname to the Russian supersonic passenger aircraft was Konkordsky. It's bad, isn't it? Konkordsky. Because obviously that makes it sound Russian. And question 15, Robert Mugabe, Good Luck Jonathan, yes, his name really is Good Luck Jonathan, and Jacob Zuma are the political leaders, or were the political leaders, of which African countries? It's Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and South Africa for 3 points. So the answer to the Countdown Conundrum for our final 2 bonus points is ancestral. Did you get that one right as well? Last chance if you haven't used the 2 bonus points from Rue's question at the start of the quiz. So there's those 2 points plus the 2 points here still to play for. Let me know what your scores are, please. And then we get on to our Family Fortunes question. And then we've got Tenable to finish off tonight. So that's at this point, you'll be wanting to put your guesses into the chat when we get to Family Fortunes question. And then Tenable, and we'll see how quickly you can work out what the answers are for those. And then we get to wrap up for another month. I should also say, while we wait for the scores to roll in, it's... okay, so April starts on a Wednesday, which means the second Tuesday of the month is actually the 14th. So that's when this show will be back. It should be the 14th of April. I will confirm that with the post as always. I need to check the calendar and make sure it's not conflicting with anything. But the next time we're here on Facebook and YouTube Live should be the 14th of April. Right. 15 points for Jodie. Very good. 15 for me. Agonised on the conundrum, but no penny dropped. Never mind, Andy. Sue says the donuts have scored 19 and no conundrum. 19, says Geraldine, for Not So Golden Oldies as well. 9 points for Millie and Mike. Well done. Good effort. And Dave's got 16 points. Okay. Good work. Let's go then. If anybody else is still watching, keep those scores coming in, of course. The comments roll over from page to page, so let's see what the survey says question looks like. Okay, so questions on screen now then. Name a food that is hard to eat gracefully. Let's see how quickly you can work out what the top 6 are. 100 people were surveyed, and you need to work out what the top 6 answers were. And you're all working together as one team now, so it's not a competition anymore, apart from you versus me. Rob says that they got 18 and no conundrum. That's still a good score. The conundrum was a trickier one that time, in fairness, so there's a few that didn't get that one right. No worries, though. Have your guesses then in the comments. You keep throwing them in, and I will work out whether or not they are correct and announce where they are on the board if they are correct. So, what have we got then? Sue and the donut straight away, and Jody have gone for ribs. Let's have a look. Ribs is number 2 on the list. Number 2. We've got spaghetti from Andy and Millie and Rob now, and Geraldine all saying spaghetti. That's the top answer. Yes, spaghetti. Sue says corn on the cob. Yeah, that's true, actually. That could be a messy one. And it's number 4. Very good. Geraldine and Not So Golden Oldies, they've gone with burger. Where does burger fit on the list? Let's have a look. Is it there? Our survey says number 6. Okay. Dave says watermelon, as does Jody. Is watermelon there? Do you know, if it went beyond 6, I'd wager that it would be there. Only the top 6 for this particular question, would, unfortunately. But that's a good guess. Not there, though, I'm afraid. Let's see, what else have we got missing here? Oh, is there at least 3 on the list? I would say is quite an obvious one. Tacos is guessed by Millie. I quizzed my missus on this earlier on, and that is actually one of the guesses she threw out there, and it's not there. It's a good one. Again, I would argue that maybe watermelon and tacos would be the missing 2 if we went to 8, if it were a full board question, but it's not. Fajitas from Tony. Not there. Pizza, nachos, hot dogs. Good guesses, but all 3 not there either. No. I'm shocked you haven't got the 3rd one, but you've got burger. Yeah, not hot dog. Kebab. Oh, I'm getting hungry now. Just had dinner an hour ago. Kebab, is it there? No. Good guesses, though. Not sushi. Sushi's not there either. Chips? No, not chips. Everything my son eats, Jody says. Oh, I'm afraid that's not one of the answers. Would you believe it? 100 people were surveyed and none of them know your son. That's a good one. Rob says noodles. Is noodles there? Noodles is there. That's a good one. That's even harder than the other one. We've now got soup and ice cream. I want a cream cake. That's a good one, actually. A cream cake would be very tricky. And donuts, I'd argue. Ice cream, yeah. But Rob's gone with soup. Let's see if any of those answers or guesses are there at all. Soup was the 3rd one, and that completes the board. Good guessing, everybody. I particularly laugh at Jodie's one because I remember what it was like when Rue and Abby, my 2, were that age. Everywhere but the mouth is a phrase uttered multiple times with my 2 growing up. I'm sure all kids are the same, really, won't we? Now, that's good. You got that really quickly. I must look up some more survey questions where there's the full 8 to challenge you, I think. Maybe I'll do that one next time. I'll find one with a full 8 if I remember. Okay, we are now going to move over to our game of Tenable, or to avoid copyright, top 10, as I call it. So, mind you, the amount of times I reference and steal from other game shows, if it's not going to happen, if it hasn't happened yet, it's probably never going to happen. Let's be honest. So, Tenable time. It is the top 10 board. There are 3 questions I'm going to present to you. Again, as a team, you need to throw guesses into the chat and see how quickly we can work out what the top 10 are from these questions I put together for you. So we'll just get everything ready my side. And I'll keep an eye on the chat as usual. And with that said, your first question tonight is this. Let's bring this up. It is the 10 artists or groups who have 10 or more UK #1 singles. I couldn't remember if we'd done this one before or not. I feel like I've answered this before at some point. But I also think it's long enough ago, if it was on this show that I did this, that you won't remember. I hope, for those who have been watching that long. So this includes songs where the artist featured on the track. Basically, as long as they were credited in some way on the track and it got to #1 in the UK, then it counts towards the tally. If they appeared in a song and they weren't credited, then it doesn't count. Okay, so these are the top 10 who have 10 or more UK #1 singles. Everybody else has less than 10 that you might be guessing at this point. So, who have we got first then? Madonna. Dave has gone with Madonna first. Let's have a look if it's a tenable answer, and if it is, where does it sit on the board? It is number 6. Number 6, very good there, Madonna. Westlife has been guessed by Sue and Dave. So let's see if Westlife are on the list. And if it is a tenable answer, where is it going? It's number 5. Okay, all right, getting a little bit higher up the list now. Spice Girls is the Spice Girls. Do they have more than 10 UK #1s? They would have had a lot. No, Spice Girls did not get 10. Spice Girls narrowly missed out. They had 9 UK #1s. Really good guess, but not quite enough for this list. Right, take that. To take that fare any better, they got in at number 7 there. They had 12. They've had 12 UK #1s. By the way, Westlife have had 14 and Madonna 13. Now, where are we up to? We've had take that. S Club. Is S Club / S Club 7 there in the list? Ooh, no, not S Club. Okay, the Beatles. Surely the Beatles are in the top 10. Surely. Just about every single one of their songs ever went to #1. Or at least in this case, 18 of them. 18 #1s. It's madness, isn't it? Right, where have we got to now? So well done to Geraldine and Jodie. So they're saying the Beatles first. Right, Rob's gone with Queen. Are Queen on the list? Let's have a look. Shocking, really, but no. They are not on the list. They should be, but they're not. Ed Sheeran. Has Ed Sheeran made it on the list? Let's have a look. How many did he have, I wonder? So far, 14 he has had. That puts him in at number 3. In joint 14 there, or joint 3rd there if you like, because Ed Sheeran and Westlife and number 4 on the list also have the same amount. Geraldine says Cliff Richard. Let's have a look. Is Cliff Richard there? He's had a few hits over the decades, hasn't he? And he is that missing one. Very good indeed. More good guesses here. We've got Elvis, we've got Kylie, Cliff Richard again coming in at the end of the list there of my comments at the moment. Eminem as well. And we've got 100 messages up on the chat. That's very good. Okay, so let's reveal some of these other ones then. Jodie says, as does Dave, Elvis Presley. Surely. Is that the missing one at the top? Is it going to be that top answer? Yes. Elvis had 21 UK #1 hit singles, which is incredible, really. Dave says Kylie. Is Kylie one of the missing ones? Let's have a look again here. Oh no, it's not going to happen for Kylie, I'm afraid. Eminem, Millie says. Eminem. That's number 9. Eminem has had 11 UK number ones so far. Right, Coldplay. Coldplay was another guest we had in from India. Coldplay, incorrect. Robbie Williams. Is Robbie one of our missing answers? We've had Take That. What about Robbie? How did he get on with a solo career? It's not there. Robbie, I think, has had 7. I haven't got that in my notes. I think Robbie's had 7. He's another one that should have had more as well. Taylor Swift. Is Taylor Swift one of them? Let's have a look. Amazingly, no. No, although her albums obviously do very, very well. But it hasn't quite done enough to break into the top 10. Maybe left field, but Calvin Harris, he's had a lot of collaborations. Let's have a look. Calvin Harris? Not so left field at all, Andy. Excellent knowledge there. You are correct with 8. Definitely a lot of collaborations helped along the way there, but still credited. I'm surprised, given the ones you've already worked out, you haven't got the 10th one already. Beyonce, Girls Aloud, Rolling Stones, Status Quo, all incorrect. What could it be? What's the missing one? Okay, Millie's guessed ABBA. ABBA's not there either. ABBA, Rihanna, and the Spice Girls all narrowly miss out with 9 number ones to date. Dave says Boyzone. No. Not Michael Jackson either. Not One Direction. I'm not going to keep doing the incorrect buzzer sound effect. But no. Think of somebody who is very famous for being a piano-playing singer-songwriter. There's a clue for you. If you ever see him performing live, he will be almost definitely behind a piano. Not George Michael. He was mates with George Michael, though. They had a hit together. Probably one of these songs. Sue says Elton John as well. There we go. Yes, it's Elton John. I'm sure loads of you have commented it now. Oh, not Billy Joel. That's the other famous piano-playing solo artist, isn't it? Yeah. Good guess, but no. Yes, Rob, Geraldine, you've all getting it. That's it. Elton John. Okay, that's the first question done with. I know some of the commenters will be a little bit behind in terms of delay, but still keep the comments coming in. Your next question is coming up now. The last 10 full-time different actors to play the Doctor in Doctor Who. This is excluding guest incarnations like John Hurt's War Doctor and Joe Martin's Fugitive Doctor. We're talking full-time, actually the Doctor, the last 10 different actors. Okay? Here comes the Tenable Tower. There we go. David Tennant has been guessed. David Tennant. This is in order, so most recents at the top, okay? With one minor exception, which you'll see in a moment. So David Tennant, whereabouts does he sit in the list? He's going to be there. He is the second one in the list because he was both the 14th, more recently, and the 10th Doctor, most famously. He came back not so long ago for a special. So technically, he became David Tennant, or looks like David Tennant again, as the 14th and the 10th. But he only appears in the list once because we're looking for different actors. Okay. Now we've got Ncuti Gatwa. Where's Ncuti Gatwa in the list? You would hope at the top, because he is the most recent one. He's finished his run now. God knows where they're going to go next after how that one ended. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw how it ended. And I'm like, okay. How are you going to explain that one? Okay, Jodie Whittaker has been guessed. Let's have a look. Where does Jodie fit into the list? India said Jodie, as has Geraldine and Millie. That one is number 3. Okay, Christopher Eccleston says Dave and Geraldine. Let's have a look. Number 6. Peter Capaldi. Yeah, Jodie's gone with Peter Capaldi. One of my personal favourites. Didn't necessarily have the best episodes, but he was one of my absolute favourites to play the Doctor. For sure. Right. So, yeah, well done to India there and to Dave, who said Capaldi. Tom Baker. Is Tom Baker one of them? I mean, this list is going to go far back if it's the top 10, but is it going to be one of them? Let's have a look. Ooh, probably not now if it's in chronological order. No. Sylvester McCoy has been guessed. Millie and Geraldine have said Sylvester McCoy. Let's have a look. Yes, well done. So who was in between Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi? India says Matt Smith. Is that the missing one up there? Let's check. Yes, there we go. And who was between Sylvester McCoy and Christopher Eccleston? We've got some other ones guessed. Peter Davidson. Let's have a look. Peter Davidson is being guessed by Dave. That's the 10th one. What was John Pertwee? Let's have a look at John Pertwee one. No, so he was further back in the list. Oh, it has got to 5-1. Yeah, I was only joking about not updating me. I do want you to really tell me what the score is, if you don't mind. Whoever's still watching it in the background. Right, let me just check who have we got missing now. You're missing number 7 still. Number 7 was the one that was in the made-for-TV movie. Sylvester McCoy gets, as the Doctor, gets shot in the opening scenes of the movie, and then he becomes... Geraldine's got it. Yes, Paul McGann. I was really happy when he came back as a guest appearance, because he deserved more time as the Doctor. Although the movie was a bit meh, he's a very good actor, I thought, to play the Doctor. I liked his take on him. And who we got missing then? Nobody's got it yet. Nobody's guessed it. This person shares a surname with another one that is not on the list. It doesn't mean they're related, but they share a surname. Yes, Geraldine's got it. It's Colin Baker. There we go. So that completes our top 10. The last 10 full-time different actors to play the Doctor in Doctor Who. Good work. Good work. Final one of the evening then. Last question. And it is the UK traditional materials given as wedding anniversary gifts for years 1 through 10. We're looking for the primary UK traditional gifts only. There are some more recent ones that have been added for a more modern list that nobody really knows much about or cares about. But the traditional list is quite famous and has been in place for a very long time. So what are those gifts given from year 1 through to year 10 in that order? Paper has been guessed very quickly, very excitingly from Dave and from Jodie. Let's see, is that one of the top 10? Or first 10, I should say now. Yep, that's for your 1-year anniversary. Pin is another guess. Let's have a look. Tin, sometimes aluminium, is also considered as 10-year, but tin is number 10. Lace. Let me have a look. Right. Let's see if lace on the list. We now got Jodie, India, Geraldine as well, all saying wood. Okay, lace is not there. Something similar is. For wood, does that appear on the list? That is for your 5-year wedding anniversary. Yes, we have already said tin. Leather. Okay, leather. Let's check that one. Leather is the 3rd year anniversary gift. China, says Geraldine. Is China one of them? What, the entire country? Okay, it's not there. I know what you mean, but no, it's not there. Silk. Is silk one on the list? Let's check. Linen. I'm told I should accept silk, but linen is technically the right answer. But yeah, we'll let you off with that one. I'm not always that generous, but linen/silk is okay. Now, bronze is one of them. Bronze, says Millie. Let's see where, if it is, on the list. Bronze is your 8-year wedding anniversary gift. Cotton. Let's check cotton as well. Says Jodie and Millie for that one. And Mike, maybe. That is number 2. So we've got everything up to 5. We then need 6, 7, and 9. Yes, Dave said cotton as well there. Well done. You are correct there. Let's see. Pottery. Dave says pottery. Let's have a look. At the list, it's number 9. So for your 9-year wedding anniversary, pottery. 2 more left then to complete our quiz this evening. Your 6-year one is the only, he says only, the only edible one on the list. And your 7th is one you'd probably wear. Another material you'd likely wear. Traditional wedding anniversary gifts for 6 and 7 year. What are we thinking? Chocolate, says Jodie, for the edible one, and the wearable one, Millie and Mike say wool. Okay, let's, oh, and cheese as well has been guessed. Let's reveal one of the guesses that's just come in, which is correct. For 7, it is wool. Well done to Mike and Millie there. You got wool, as does Geraldine now as well, I should say. We've got copper, shoes, cheese, and chocolate all guessed. Are any of those our mystery missing 6th year anniversary gift? No. I'll give you another clue. It's edible. It's also typically an ingredient. As opposed to being something you would literally just eat as it is. It's more of an ingredient. Though you could argue that would mean it goes into things which are then given as gifts because they're comprised of this ingredient. Ooh, Millie's gone with cinnamon. Jodie's gone with sugar. Marzipan from Rob. One of you's got it exactly right. Let me reveal to you now. The 6th year anniversary gift is sugar. Well done, Jodie. Oh, Geraldine with salt there as well. Yes, another good guess. Candy, yeah. I mean, obviously sugar goes into making candy or sweets. Jodie says, I'm glad I'm not married. Yeah. Imagine the laughs my wife and I have had as we've gone through this list over the years. I haven't looked recently. We've got our 16th wedding anniversary coming up. Oh, I say coming up. It's in September, so it's a way off yet. But it'll be our 16th. I must check up on the lists, to be honest, because some of them are ridiculous. Right. Oh, Andy says rice. Yeah, just missed out, Andy, I'm afraid. But thanks for playing anyway. Okay, then. So, with that said, I can close that down, and we're going to go on to our final page to finish off the show. Okay, then, everybody. So, I think that's about it, then. What I can tell you now, though, is the merch sale starts tomorrow. Very exciting. I don't know who that guy is, but he's got my bag, and I want it back. From the 11th to the 15th, you can have 20% off everything in the merch store. So please, again, it's on that link in the description. You open that up and then you'll see merch. You'll see merch store as one of the buttons you can press. So there you can go and get anything with the Big Quiz Night In logo on it and show your support for what I do here and online at the end of the month and in general all over social media on Big Quiz Night In, because it's all greatly appreciated. Obviously, it's a lot of effort goes into bringing you the quizzes that I do, and I absolutely love doing that all the time that I do it. So every bit of support I get helps, and the merch store also goes a little bit goes towards the kids and their pocket money, so to speak, for helping out. Ruben, you see at the start of the show every week, and Abby helps me out in other ways as well with content too. So it's a real family effort. You want to get the bag? Yeah, there's loads of different products there. You can get basically anything you can think of on that website now. They slap your logo on it and it's yours, honestly. And if, as I've said before, if you need a different size, a different color, a different position for the logo on it, I can edit everything. So just have a look and then message me and go, can I have this but in this color, or this in that color, or this size? Or honestly, I could do anything with that store. It's brilliant in that respect. But anyway, enough about self-promotion. Let me see what else are the comments saying before we close off tonight. A reminder on the Patreon group tomorrow, please, for the merch. Yes, I will post a reminder. I must remind myself to post reminders about these things, otherwise you'll forget. Yes. Thanks, Millie. I appreciate that. Thanks, Chris and everyone. Great quiz. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Andy. I see you rejected my offer of modelling. Look, I mean, you can model for me anytime you like. The problem is you're going to have to buy the merch first. Because I don't have a bag. That's one thing I don't have. But feel free to anybody else that wants to. I'd love that. And I will share. If you send me pictures of yourself with any of my merch, like I've done with Millie in particular and Mike when you bought it, I've always shared it on my socials. But it's been great to see you all, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me and giving me a distraction away from the atrocious football that is my team at the moment. Geraldine and the Not So Golden Oldies, and Dominic, and yes, everybody that's been watching tonight, thank you. Nice to see the Max Verstappen team. I won't say the proper name of their old pub quiz team name. It's a bit rude, but it's really lovely to have you guys here tonight as well, if you're still watching. I will be back here in about a month's time. It'll be the 14th next month. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, you can do. You can message me anytime and I'll let you know about how that all works out. It's very easy once you're in. It's fine. But that'll be on the 31st. That's the last Tuesday of every month. And yeah, thank you. Great comments as always. And yeah, do take care of yourselves, everybody. I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.